The brick will continue to move in bounds like this until the commander feels that the situation no longer warrants this type of movement. The alleyway is a familiar feature in urban areas. Again, commanders must change formations to suit the ground. Alleyways can be useful in breaking up a patrol pattern. They can also be extremely dangerous, especially if there is a set pattern to the patrolling, if the ways in which they are used are seen to be predictable, and if they provide a soft target. Soldiers should never bunch and should move along alleyways very carefully. Here the commander prefers to move each soldier forward individually, the rest covering him forward up and down the alleyway. Note the soldier in the left foreground. He is going to use cover on his right-hand side and has therefore moved his rifle into his left shoulder to make best use of the cover available. His weapon has an optical sight fitted. This can be very useful for looking at specific objects, but it should not be used for general scanning of the area, as it will severely limit his arc of observation. We have covered only a few of the ways to cross different types of ground. There are many others. The important thing to remember is that commanders should always appreciate the type of ground they are moving through, and then adopt the positions and formations to suit that ground. During a patrol, bricks will have to cross gaps where they are vulnerable to sniper fire, so they must develop a technique to cover themselves across. As this brick moves forward to the T-junction, the first two men get into position to cover the different directions. The brick commander then signals forward the second pair, who are covered across the junction by the two already in fire positions. Once they arrive at the other side of the gap, they adopt fire positions to cover the first two across the junction. The brick commander is moving his second pair one at a time, so that there are always three men in fire positions covering the three directions of the junction. Not until all members of the brick are across the gap does the commander continue the patrol. This brick now moves up to a crossroads. They want to move straight across the junction. Once again, the first two members of the brick get into fire positions to cover the second pair across. This crossing is more difficult because there are four directions to be covered. Notice the speed of movement of the brick. As they cross, they move a little faster than normal walking pace, but still cover their allocated arcs of observation. There is no need to hard target across these gaps, except in emergency or where the area is well known for shooting attacks. Remember, if soldiers start to run, it becomes almost impossible to adequately cover their arcs of